Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, Namaskar, and I welcome you all to this session of Daily Current Affairs. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, everyone. So I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening and welcome to the session. So first of all, information for all of you. I think you all may have seen that we have started a new session. We have started a new session in the morning now. So earlier we were doing this current affairs session. We were having the current affairs session at 5 p.m. We were having this current affairs session at 5 p.m. Now we are shifting this. Now we are changing this part. We are going to have a morning session now. We are going to conduct a morning session now. Okay. And this is something which will be held at 8 a.m. Okay. So every day in the morning at 8 a.m. we are going to have this editorial session. तो हमारा जो एडिटोरियल सेशन है वो अब होगा दिस 5 p.m. टुडे वी आर हैविंग द लास्ट क्लास इन दिस. We are having the last class at 5 p.m. today. In fact, from today itself, we have already started. We have already started this morning session at 8 a.m. तो हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी उसको स्टार्ट कर दिया है. And in this morning session, we are having the editorials. We are having this editorial analysis. We are going to have this editorial analysis which will be there in English medium. This is something which we are going to have in English medium. Now at the same time, we are going to have the current affairs session. We are going to have the current affairs session from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. But this will not be on the KGS-IS channel. Here the editorial analysis, this is there in KGS-IS English channel. This is there on English channel. But this current affairs session will be there on KGS-IS Hindi channel. Okay. तो आप current affairs को यहाँ से देख सकते हो. The prelims oriented current affairs, we will cover that in the KGS-IS Hindi channel from 6 to 7 p.m. Basically, we are going to increase this time. We are going to take it from 6 to around 7:15, 7:30. The problem was this, that when we are having a 5 to 6 session and 6 to 7 session, so in 5 to 6 session, I was able to give hardly 50 minutes. 40-50 minutes ही हो पाते थे. So that was one of the challenge. So now what we are doing, we are now shifting this editorial session to the morning, where we will have a complete 1 hour editorial session discussion, which will be one part, and second part will be there for prelims oriented current affairs, which we are going to conduct at 6 to 7 p.m. The only thing is, this one will be there on the English channel. ये English channel पे होगा, and this was there on the Hindi channel. But I think all of you can easily understand, we will have that session in a sort of bilingual manner. Okay, so you can easily understand that part. You can easily attend that current affairs session also. वहाँ पे भी आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. Plus, in the morning, we are going to have the special English medium session for editorial. So now you are going to get both the benefit. You are going to have the current affairs session also in the evening, plus editorial session also. Okay. We will try to keep it a mix of things, Prince. We will try to keep it in a mix of languages. So don't worry about it. Here we are trying to maximize the content for you. That's why the editorial, we are shifting it completely in English. And then the current affairs, which is PT oriented, we will try to keep it in a mix. Okay. So it's not that you cannot attend that session. You can easily attend that session there also. Okay. So you are going to get a mix of both things. Okay, you are going to get a editorial also, plus you are going to get the current affairs also. So for current affairs, you can follow from 6 to 7 in evening. For current affairs, you can follow from 6 to 7 in evening. And for editorial, you can follow in the morning from 8 to 9. So in this session, we are also going to do some answer writing practice. We will also try to have some answer writing. How many of you have attended the morning session today? आप में से कितने लोगों ने attend किया था morning session? I think many of you were there who have attended the morning session. I think many of you may have attended the morning session. So in morning, we have seen this previous year question also. We have seen the part of syllabus linkage also. Plus, at the same time, I have given you practice question also. So we are trying to maximize your benefit. We are trying to maximize your benefit that now you will be having the discussion on the part of editorials also, discussion on the part of mains also. And at the same time, you can also go with the current affairs. You can also prepare the current affair also. So both of these things will be tackled here. Now we are having this part. We are going to discuss these topics. First is related to custodial murder, which is part of GS paper 2. Then we will talk about the CEC removal. Again, there was a motion for removal of Chief Election Commissioner. So we are going to see that. Third part is fast breeder reactor, which has achieved criticality. I think in the month of March also, this topic was there in the news, fast breeder reactor. We are going to see that also. The next part is Finance Commission related article. There is an article related to Finance Commission also. So we are going to see that part. So we are going to focus on these areas. We are going to focus on these segments. So let's start with some questions then. Consider the following: Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq. How many of them are sharing maritime borders with Persian Gulf? So let's solve some question. How many of them are sharing maritime border with Persian Gulf? The option. I think this is one of the time 5 to 6 p.m. when many of you were having classes also. Many of the students who are there, they're attending the classes in offline. Some of you are having online classes in the evening. So this one time was becoming challenging for many of you. Even when I have to do offline classes, then I had to change the time. तो ये टाइम ऐसा है जिसमें काफी चैलेंजेस आती थी. So that's why we have now shifted it to morning. Okay, I think at 8 a.m. most of you are not having any such classes. Okay. So B option, C option. Let us look at this. Qatar, Kuwait and Iraq. How many of them are sharing maritime border with Persian Gulf? Qatar is sharing, yes. Kuwait is also there and Iraq is also there. So why it will be only two? Qatar is there like inside the Persian Gulf itself. When we talk about Kuwait, a narrow border of Kuwait is also touching. A narrow border is also touching the part of Persian Gulf, and Iraq is also touching border with Persian Gulf. So why the answer will be option number B? It should be option number C, that is all three. यहाँ पे आंसर होगा all three. Gravitational waves. We have discussed this topic in the previous week. Gravitational waves cannot travel through vacuum. They have velocity equal to that of light. They were first detected by Albert Einstein. So how many statements given above are correct? प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम के बाद आएगा नहीं, आई थिंक सम ऑफ द फाउंडेशन बैचेस, इफ यू आर आस्किंग अबाउट यूपीएससी फाउंडेशन बैचेस, मेनी ऑफ देम आर ऑलरेडी अनाउंस्ड. A option. If you look at this, they cannot travel through vacuum. It is incorrect. They have velocity equal to that of light. That is correct. First detected by Albert Einstein. That one is incorrect. So answer here will be option number A. That is only one. So they have velocity equal to that of light. That is the only correct statement here. They were not detected. They were predicted. They were predicted by Albert Einstein. Gravitational waves can travel through vacuum also. So there is no issue in that. Third question, the chief election commissioner have same power as that of other election commissioners. The number of election commissioner is decided by the parliament. The service and salary condition of the election commission is determined by the parliament. So what will be the correct answer here? Question number 3, the chief election commissioner have same power as that of other election commissioner. You can see that this one part here is correct. Both of them, all of them have same power. It decided by the parliament. No, it is decided by the president of India, not the parliament. It is decided by the president of India. Then, if we talk about the service and salary conditions of election commission is determined by the parliament. You may be aware about this, that the salary and service condition is not determined by the parliament, again by the executive. So here again the answer will be option number B, only 2. So these were the topics which we have to see here, sorry, questions which we have to see. These were the questions which we have to see. ये सारे topic हम लोग पहले भी पढ़ चुके हैं. So now we are coming to this one topic. 9 policemen, they have been sentenced to death in Tamil Nadu custodial murder case. Okay. So what has happened? Okay. Basically, during this COVID-19 lockdown, what has happened that in case of Tamil Nadu, there is a area called as Thoothukudi. Okay. This is a district, and in this district, what we have seen that there was a custodial murder of one trader and his children. There was a custodial murder of one trader and his children. And during this time, what we see that, like a person, P. Jairaj and J. Benix, they were killed by the police personnel in the custody. So this case was going on for quite some time. And now what we see that finally there has been a judgment. There has been a judgment from this session court in Madurai. There has been a judgment in session court in Madurai, and 9 policemen, they have been sentenced to death in this murder case. 9 police personnel have been sentenced to death. They have been sentenced to death. They have been sentenced to capital punishment in this custodial murder case. So this is one of the topic which we are going to discuss. So this is about the police brutality. In cases of custody. So let me give you some facts. क्या facts है देखते हैं. Between this financial year 2021 and 21-22, there has been 4,484 custodial deaths. Between 2016 to 2022, there has been 11,656 deaths in custody. So what we see that there has been thousands of deaths in custody in police. Okay. In police custody, there has been thousands of deaths. Within just two financial years, we see that there is a death of 4,484 people in case of custody. Now, it's not that police is very much powerful or police is having the same impact on everyone. In case of India, it's not that the police is treating everyone with the same force, with the same brutality. The report says that around 60% of the victims, they are from poor, marginalized communities like Dalit, tribal or religious minorities. So police is not equally powerful for all the people. It's not that they have the same approach for dealing with all the people. They have different approach according to the profile of the person. According to the profile of the person, they have different approaches. So what we see that if police personnel are finding that someone is poor, someone is vulnerable, someone is from marginalized community, they think that what they can do, what these people can do, they are from poor community, they are from marginalized community, what they can do. So in that case, the police torture, the police brutality starts there. So you can see this fact and figure related to police torture. Okay. Now, coming to this part, like we have seen some facts. Now we are going to see this one part, like why this is happening. Okay. What are the reasons behind it? What are the reasons behind this police brutality? How the police is able to do this? There may be some factors which is instigating them. So what do you think? Why the police is able to do this? Why police personnel in India are able to do that? Why they are able to slap a person on road? We have seen that some of the police personnel, they are slapping anyone on roadside. If they see anyone, they can start just like moving their lathis, moving their sticks and everything. We are having the current affair class, but we are having it at 6 p.m. Anjali on a different channel. On KJSIS Hindi, we will have the current affair classes. Like we will be doing now 2 classes. One where we are covering the editorial completely in English language on the English channel in the morning. And in the evening, we will have one extended session of current affair where we will use mix of languages which can cater to the demand of both aspirants, English medium also, Hindi medium also. So we are going to have the current affair session, but just on a different channel. So what do you think? Why the police can do this? Okay. We see that what they are trying to do, they are trying to have the third degree torture. The third degree torture for confessions. Police want confessions of the accused. Okay. Police want the confession of the accused. And they are not able to do this. They are not able to do this. So what we see, they are not inability of scientific investigation. Inability of scientific investigation. Our police is not equipped enough, our police is not trained enough to do a scientific investigation of any of the crime. हमारी पुलिस के पास इतनी ट्रेनिंग नहीं होती कि दे कैन कैरी आउट साइंटिफिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफ एनी क्राइम. Scientific investigation of any crime. So what they do, they rely on this major. We see that there is also a departmental bias and protectionism. There is a departmental bias and protectionism. We have seen multiple cases. Like a few years back, there were some protests happening in various parts of the country, and one of the DM was there. He had slapped a young person. But now the question is, what actions has been taken against him? What message has been sent to the remaining police officers that can you thrash anyone? If someone asks questions from you, can you thrash them? We have seen multiple such videos where we have seen that police personnel start thrashing people if they are being recorded on camera. They are thrashing people if they are doing something wrong and people just start questioning them. So there is a departmental bias and protectionism. Even if someone is complaining, there is no one to listen to it. There is no one to listen to this. Okay. What we see that there is also this lack of police training. Our police is basically untrained. They have been just recruited. But they have not been trained for investigation of cases. They have not been trained for handling the pressure. They have not been trained for handling the public at all. So there is a lack of training among the police personnel on how to behave with people. They are trained that they are having power, but they are not trained about the responsibility of the police towards the public. So there is a lack of training. Which we see. Although we see that IAS officers are getting trained, but many of them also lack that ability even after training for years. Many of the IAS officers also lack that ability to deal with the public. So that is also one of the challenge, that in some cases there is need of training, retraining and retraining. So that is also one of the challenge which we see in case of our police. Okay. Then we see that there is also weaker laws and poor enforcement. There is also lack of awareness among people about their rights. Lack of awareness among people about their rights. Then we see that, of course, there is a factor, the socio-economic factor. We have seen that not everyone has to suffer from the same police brutality. Everyone is not facing the same police brutality. It is being faced by those people more who are from poor families, who are from unprivileged classes, who are from vulnerable or marginalized communities. So it is the socio-economic factor which also plays a very crucial role in determining this aspect of it. So I hope that is clear. I hope this part is clear. What leads to the custodial death in India, or what leads to custodial murder in India? It is a complete violation of the fundamental rights and everything. So this judgment which has been given by the Tamil Nadu, like one of the district and session court of Tamil Nadu, this goes a long mile in sending a message to the police across the state and across the country that if they are doing some wrong, there can be cases where they can be given a death penalty also. They would not have imagined this, that they might be going for death penalty. So this is one of the part, this is one of the judgment which is going to change the way police personnel are behaving with people. So this is one of the part, the first topic. Now coming to the second topic. Rajya Sabha chairman and Lok Sabha speaker reject the opposition notice seeking the removal of chief election commissioner. So we have discussed about chief election commissioner so many times. I think अब तो आपको याद हो गया होगा chief election commissioner के बारे में. You may have read about CEC so many times by now. I think all of you can easily remember each and every part with respect to CEC. So can you tell me something about chief election commissioner? क्या कुछ बता सकते हैं आप सभी चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर के बारे में कि what all things are there? Chief election commissioner. What do you know about the post of chief election commissioner? क्या क्या मालूम है आपको इसके बारे में? देखो, it's not that nothing can be done. In fact, you have seen that in this case, there has been death penalty which has been awarded to those people, those police personnel who have done these crimes. It's not that it is the same case everywhere, but yes, it goes. There is a message which is there in that judgment, a message to all the police personnel across the country that you are not above the law. You are not above the law. So what we see when we talk about the chief election commissioner, it comes under the article 324. It comes under article 324. We see that the constitution provides for a chief election commissioner, and it says that the president can appoint more number of election commissioners as required. So CEC plus other election commissioners as deemed necessary by president. So president decides the number of election commissioners. So right now what we see at present, there is chief election commissioner plus 2 other election commissioners. So we see that the decision making, what about the decision making? If we talk about the decision making, this is something which is done by majority. It is done by majority. So here the chief election commissioner is not having more power. The chief election commissioner is not having more power as compared to other election commissioners. So in case of decision making, all of them are same. In case of decision related to election matters, all of them are having the same power. The appointment, if we talk about the appointment, so here we see that it is done by president. It is done by president, but there is a committee recommendation. There is a committee recommendation. There is a committee recommendation. And this committee consists of PM, Union Cabinet Minister, and leader of opposition in Lok Sabha. And the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, they are party to this, they are members to this. Okay. So this is one of the part. Here we see that the appointment is done by the president and all. When we talk about this one thing, like the removal, now we have to talk about this one part, the removal. So can you tell me what is the process of removal of the chief election commissioner? Okay. If we talk about the removal, so what is the process? Process क्या होगा? Removal का process क्या होगा? What is the process of removal? Any idea about this? CEC tenure. CEC is having a tenure of 6 years. Tenure is 6 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. 6 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. Okay. Starting with a removal notice. Okay. So how many people have to sign that notice? How many member of parliament need to sign the notice? How many members of parliament need to sign a notice for the removal of chief election commissioner? How many members have to, like, removal is same that of Supreme Court judge, that's fine. But if we are talking about the process, so there is a notice which has to be moved. A notice, a resolution. So how many members need to sign that? How many members need to sign that? If it is introduced in Lok Sabha, then a minimum 100 MPs. And in case of Rajya Sabha, it should be minimum 50 MPs. But again, you have to understand that the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, or the chairman of Rajya Sabha, they can reject it. Okay. So a speaker or chairman may accept or reject it. So they may accept it or they may reject it. It is under their ambit. The Speaker of Lok Sabha or the Chairman of Rajya Sabha, they can either accept it or they can reject it. If there is an acceptance, then there will be the same process. There will be an inquiry which will be conducted. Okay. And after the inquiry, there will be again a requirement of majority vote. Which type of majority will be required here? यहाँ पे कौन सी majority लगती है? So what type of majority will be required here? यहाँ पे कौन सी majority लगती है? Same as Supreme Court जज तो है, but what type of majority is required for removal of the chief election commissioner? Which type of majority will be required? Effective majority. What is that effective majority? Special majority. Okay, special majority will be there. But what type of a special majority? See, When we talk about this special majority, you will find this, that there is a requirement of like a majority of total membership, a majority of total membership, a majority of total membership plus second part, 2/3 of present and voting, 2/3 of present and voting. The majority of total membership plus 2/3 of present and voting. This is one thing which is required for the removal of a chief election commissioner. Now, if we talk about the election commissioner, EC, what is their process? If we are talking about the election commissioner, so what is their process? Election commissioner के केस में क्या होता है? What is the case here in case of election commissioner? Election commissioner में क्या होगा? In case of election commissioner, you may be aware that it is done on the advice of chief election commissioner. It is done simply on the advice of chief election commissioner. So here we see that in case of election commissioner, there is no such protection. They can be removed simply on the basis of advice of chief election commissioner. So I hope that part is clear. Okay. So you can see this one thing. We are also having this UPSC prelims mock test. You can see here in the banner itself. You can see here in the banner itself that we are having this UPSC prelims open mock test on 18th of April. So those aspirants who are like going for exam, those who are going for this year prelims, they can appear for this exam. There is GS paper also plus CSAT paper also. So this is going to be conducted on 18th of April. So again, you can visit the official website of Khan Global Studies, or you can go on the app. There you will find the option of open mock test, and you can appear for that open mock test. You can see the banner here. You can see the banner just below me, that there is a UPSC prelims mock test which is there on 18th of April. Now, coming to the next part, there is the third very important news for India. A very important news for India. See in this part, Kalpakkam fast breeder reactor attains criticality. Okay. This is one part. The second stage of India's 3-stage nuclear program, this one has achieved criticality. Okay. This has achieved criticality. Okay. Now here, what we see that, first of all, what is the meaning of criticality? What is the meaning of this term criticality? If a nuclear power plant has become critical, so what is the meaning of it? It is simply meaning that it is able to self-sustain nuclear fission reaction. It is able to self-sustain nuclear fission reaction. If a nuclear power plant is able to self-sustain a nuclear fission reaction, then they achieve criticality. तब माना जाता है कि उन्होंने criticality achieve कर ली है. So, if a nuclear power plant has achieved criticality, इसका मतलब है they are now self-sustainable. They can carry out the nuclear fission by themselves. So, India has got a 3-stage nuclear power program. If we talk about India, we have got 3 stages of nuclear power plant. 3 stages. In the first stage, we were having option like pressurized heavy water reactor or light water reactor. This light water reactor is also having pressurized water reactor or boiling water reactor. So we see that there is PHWR or LWR, which use uranium or enriched uranium as fuel, or enriched uranium as fuel. The second stage is the fast breeder reactor. Okay. Here we use plutonium plus uranium-238 as fuel. And the third stage is thorium-based reactor. Thorium-based reactor, where we are using again thorium plus uranium-235 as fuel. Or we can use plutonium also. We can use uranium-235 or plutonium as fuel. या हम इसमें प्लूटोनियम या इसको यूज कर सकते हैं एज फ्यूल. So we are reaching here. We are reaching in the second stage, which is called as fast breeder reactor. We have achieved this second stage, which is called as fast breeder reactor. तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है ये समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि what is the meaning of this fast breeder reactor. कि what do we actually mean when we say that there is a fast breeder reactor. So see, reactor means nuclear fission reactor. Nuclear fission reactor. It is a nuclear fission reactor. Fast here means that there is no use of moderator. There is no use of moderator. There is no such use of moderator. Like in case of pressurized heavy water reactor, in case of light water reactor, we are using moderator. What is the role of moderator? Moderator is slowing down the speed of neutron. Moderator जो है वो न्यूट्रॉन के स्पीड को स्लो डाउन करता है. तो इन अ फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर वी आर नॉट यूजिंग अ मॉडरेटर. तो यहां पे हम मॉडरेटर का इस्तेमाल नहीं करते हैं. दैट इज वन यूनिकनेस इन अ फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर. देयर इज नो सच यूज ऑफ moderator, and it is breeder, so it breeds fuel. This one breeds fuel. It converts. This one is converting the uranium-238 into plutonium-239. This is the fuel. So this is converting uranium-238 into plutonium-239, which is acting as a fuel. Plutonium-239, this is a fissile material. This is something which is called as a fissile material, which can undergo fission. Undergoes fission easily. This undergoes fission easily. So fast breeder reactors are converting the uranium-238 into plutonium-239. So that is one advantage here. Now the question is why? Why? See, if we talk about uranium, natural uranium, this has got uranium-238 and uranium-235. This is the fissile material, and this one is simply fertile. But this one is 99.3% and it is only 0.7%. In a natural uranium, we see that around 99.3% is uranium-238, whereas a smaller component of it, 0.7%, is uranium-235. So this is basically fissile material, whereas this one is called as fertile material. So if we are using the uranium-238 directly, then it is not that much sustainable. ये बहुत ज़्यादा sustainable नहीं होता. We need to provide extra energy all the time. हमें हमेशा extra energy की जरूरत पड़ती है. So what we see that if we are having more amount of uranium 235, it can be beneficial. But the challenge is कि naturally it is a scarce, naturally इसकी संख्या कम है, इसकी मात्रा कम है. So what we do, we go for enrichment, हम इसकी मात्रा बढ़ाने की कोशिश करते हैं. और there is an alternative where we can use this fast breeder reactor which will convert uranium 238 to plutonium, and this is the fuel which can be used again in fast breeder reactor. So since it is converting the fuel into fuel, क्योंकि ये फ्यूल को ही फ्यूल में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ ब्रीडर रिएक्टर, और इसीलिए इसको ब्रीडर रिएक्टर कहते हैं. आई होप दैट पार्ट इज क्लियर. आई थिंक ये पोर्शन भी आपको क्लियर रहेगा कि व्हाट इज अ फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर. अब आते हैं इसके अगले सेक्शन पे, फाइनेंस कमीशन. So this is one article from Indian Express. Okay. It is about Finance Commission. This one article is about the Finance Commission. What is being said in this article? Let us see that. ये article में क्या कहा जा रहा है कि there is a shift towards centralization. That the present Finance Commission, the 16th Finance Commission, what it has done, it has made change in horizontal devolution criteria, and it has led to shrinking of divisible pool, increase union government control. So now union government is having more control on the money. Okay. We see that there is a greater control with the union government. They can decide which state will be getting more, which state will be getting less. You may have seen that there is a change in criterias, like criterias related to population, criteria related to area, criteria related to other factors. So there is a change in all these factors. हमने देखा कि some states are gaining, some states are losing. So now the union government is having more control. What we see that there is a greater reliance on discretionary grant. Okay. So this is one of the challenge. That the union government has been given more discretion. Union government has got more discretion in granting. If they are providing grants to the state, their union government is having more discretion. They can decide which state to favor, which state not to favor. So that is also one challenge. Third one is, it is undermining this principle of fiscal federalism. Since the union government can adopt a bias approach, union government can have a bias approach, so that's why it is seen that in the present Finance Commission devolution criteria, states are not very much happy. जो states हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा खुश नहीं हैं. Then again, what we see, there is a rise of local bodies. There has been a significant increase in funds to the local government. They have become a major part of this fiscal arrangement, that the local government is getting more funding. Local government को ज़्यादा पैसा दिया जा रहा है. They are becoming more and more important part of the fiscal grants. But see, it is impacting the central state fiscal relation. So what we used to see, that states are being facilitator of panchayats. अभी तक क्या होता था कि states are getting the fund and they are again allocating that fund to the panchayats. कि center is giving the fund to the state and state is giving the fund to the panchayats or the local bodies. But under the fiscal arrangement now, we see that the panchayats, they are getting a direct funding from the union now. So this is impacting the center-state relation. This is impacting the center-state relation. So that is also one of the challenge. Okay. Now we see that the Article 275, which is a statutory need-based grant, is being diluted and the discretionary grant is getting more and more used. So since there is more and more use of discretionary grant, there is a question on accountability, transparency and parliamentary oversight. that the statutory grants, the legal grants, the constitutional grants are being reduced, whereas the discretionary grant, the one which comes directly under the control of executive, is increasing. So there are certain concerns, three major things. First of all, horizontal distribution. The first part is the horizontal distribution. This is getting diluted. Second part is funding to local bodies. And the third part which we can see here, is the discretionary grants. It is the discretionary grants. So what we see that in the present Finance Commission, there is an issue related to these three things: horizontal distribution, funding to the local bodies and discretionary grants. तो इन सभी चीजों को लेकर इशू डेवलप हो रहा है. आई होप दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर कि अभी जो फाइनेंस कमीशन आया है उसको लेकर क्या क्या चैलेंजेस बताई जा रही हैं. Now see, from tomorrow we are going to have this will be the last session. Okay, this will be the last session of 5 PM class. If 5 PM class का last session है, from tomorrow we will have class in the morning at 8 AM. Okay. Last session of 5 PM class. Okay. So this is our last session of 5 PM class. Now tomorrow onwards, we will have the class from 8 AM to 9 AM in morning. So from tomorrow onwards, we will have the classes in the morning at 8 to 9 AM. Okay. Those who are appearing for 2027, you should start the current affairs from right now itself. In fact, you should have started it from January part itself, but don't worry, even if you are starting from April, you can cover the current affairs of the previous months with the help of magazines, with the help of online current affair classes. So you should start from right now itself. Okay. So we are having this like tomorrow onwards, morning we are going to have the editorial session, and in evening we will have classes on KGS IS Hindi. KGS IS Hindi channel. So we are going to have the classes on KGS IS Hindi channel at what time? 6 PM to 7 PM. So from tomorrow, कल से आपका ये शेड्यूल रहेगा. In the morning, we will have the editorials at 8 to 9 AM. This will be on your own channel, KGS IS English. And then in the tomorrow from evening, you can attend the session of current affairs in Hindi also. Okay. Okay. So, thank you everyone for all those who have attended these sessions from the beginning. Like we have started, I think, on 9th of July in 2024. Okay. And today we are 7th of April 2026. Okay. So all of you who have been attending those sessions from the early time to the present, thank you very much for attending those sessions. We are just changing the time, not our approach. Okay. We are just changing the time. In the morning, we will have the session in a much more enhanced manner, in a much more better manner. Okay. So thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.